Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see some stuff that's still happening for like fire danger and some severe weather. So we still have some flood warnings in those rivers because of all that flooding last week, and it's still affecting those areas. But there's been crazy flooding footage from Kentucky and spots of Tennessee and Arkansas as well. So hope everyone is safe there from that flooding. But please be careful. And we have some red flag warnings as well as some small wind advisories. So here today there's that critical fire danger spots of northern Colorado, Nebraska and Kansas as well, and Wyoming, and some elevated further north from Montana to Iowa, and elevated spots of Colorado and Nebraska as well. So be careful that fire danger. And there's still an elevated tomorrow in Kansas and Nebraska. So be aware. And the rest is still pretty quiet day 3 through 8. So today there's just a storm or two, some spots of the Midwest and in the north and even eastern Florida, but nothing severe. Today is fine. But tomorrow there's this light risk spots of Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and also into Arkansas, western Kentucky, spots of Missouri, and into northwestern Georgia. There's this marginal risk from Louisiana to southern Ohio. So be aware, some 15% wind and 5% wind, especially the slight risk, some higher gusts. And hail is a bigger 15% hail as well. So be aware, and the 5%. Tornado threats just a small 2%, those areas, especially in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama. So be careful in those areas, also into Arkansas and other spots. So scattered severe storms can produce large hail. Damaging gusts will be possible across parts of the mid, deep south Tennessee Valley for Thursday. So be careful in those areas, but nothing crazy. Day 3, there's a small marginal risk in North Carolina and some other storms possible around it, but nothing that crazy. So be alright. Day 4 through 8 is pretty fine, and be aware tomorrow there. And here there's like shows some mixed precipitation, spot of the Midwest, the critical fire. Day 2, that yellow, the severe storms, still some mixed precipitation in some areas. Day 3 shows the possibility of some freezing rain near Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York, and some mixed precipitation in the northwest as well. So excessive rainfall is finally zero. There's day 1, day 2, day 3 a marginal risk northeast mid-Atlantic for some heavy rain. Day 4 and day 5 it's fine. So snow, it's all clear as well. Day 1, day 2 might start getting a little bit of snow in Washington, some spots there. And day 3 shows still a thing or two in Washington. Day 4 shows possible snow in Montana and Idaho, spots of the northwest as well. And in the northeast, maybe day 4. Day 5 still shows some stuff on the Rockies. Day 6, maybe in Canada or a spot or two in Colorado, but a low chance. And still in the northwest, day 7, a lower chance. So be aware, but nothing that crazy. So this is a amount of rainfall. So here's snowfall, shows next 3 days, 72 hours, spots on northern Washington in the highest peaks, maybe close to 12 inches in the highest peaks, and some 8 inches in some other mountains there. And the northeast is around 1 to 3 inches, maybe close to 4 inches in a spot or two. So nothing that crazy. Be aware. And the rest, Montana and those areas, it's kind of fine. A few spots darker, close to like 4 inches, but nothing crazy. So be aware. There's the winter storm severity index, mainly in a mountain or two in Montana, close to major, spots in Washington too, some moderate, maybe in the northeast, some minor there because of the ice too. So be aware. but nothing that crazy. And in the southwest, we do got some minor to moderate heat risk in spots of California, southern Arizona, and even minor into Texas as well. So here we can see these temperatures in the 90s in southern Arizona, California, especially in that valley, in some areas there. And shows some is the 90s close to Texas too, some 70s in the plains and all the way down to Florida. But in the northeast, still some 30s, 20s, especially during the night, some teens in the northeast, even close to single digits in a spot or two, and some 20s, and still some 20s teens in the mountains there, especially in the Rockies. And yeah, be aware. Still in the upper Midwest as well, so day 2 max still shows much warmer throughout the interior west, some 70s, some 80s in some spots there too, and close to 100 in southern Arizona and California, and there's some 90s in southern Texas and some 80s, 70s in the south. I'm just curious to see further around the southwest, so close to 101 in a few spots, 99, that valley even more. So yeah, be aware. And there's day 2 shows like those 30s, 20s in the upper Midwest and the northern plains, cold as well. In the Rockies and spots of the northwest, some 30s, 20s in the northeast. So be aware. Those areas, I think yesterday or before, we had some freeze warnings kind of in the Midwest because of that cold air that came down, but now it's better there. And then does show day 3 Friday, those 70s go all the way up to Montana and North Dakota. Further south, some is in Texas, and close to 100, like 101 in Arizona and California, 96. So be aware there. And shows spots of Florida too. Some is especially like if we check closer up, shows right southernmost Arizona, 103, 102. So yeah, be aware there, stay cool. And here shows like still some 40s, 50s in the northeast during the day. But then at night, some 30s again, even some high 20s in spots of Michigan. So still kind of cold in the northeast as well for Saturday morning, and some 30s again the northwest and the Rockies. So beware. Saturday afternoon does show some 90s as far north as Kansas and from Texas, New Mexico, still close to 100 in Arizona. And this is just the temperature, the heat indices might be higher in the southwest there especially. So be aware. In Florida, some 70s, and then Sunday morning shows a little bit better in the northeast, but still some 30s, and especially in the northern Midwest, but colder in the northwest once again. Some teams in those parts of in Idaho, spots of Oregon as well, and especially in Wyoming, close to single digits in those higher mountains. So be aware some wind chills in those mountains, and in California too. And shows like day 5 Sunday afternoon, much warmer in the plains, some 90s, and even to like 95, 96, and some 70s as far north as Minnesota, still warm in the southwest, and colder in the Rockies there, the central northern Rockies. Monday morning, the 14th, still some 20 stings in the mountains and like single digit spots of Wyoming, and kind of chill in the northeast, but not that cold. And day, day 6, I think, Monday afternoon, more 70s from the central eastern west, and still hot in the southwest there, and southern Texas especially. And then Tuesday morning still shows colder in the plains, some 20s, some teens, very low teens in the mountains there, in Colorado, New Mexico, colder as well in the mountains, so be careful. And there's Tuesday the 15th, the afternoon, warmer in the southeast again, and in the southwest, some interior spots. So be aware. The ice next 24 hours doesn't show much there. That one I showed you before is after day 2, day 3, so it doesn't show here yet. But does show maybe an inch of snow spots in New York next 48 hours, especially in Washington, close to 8 inches. There's those small purple spots in the highest peaks, and spots of Montana, so 2 to 4 inches in the highest peaks. So be aware. There's this wind in the plains there that's fueling this fire danger. So shows like uh, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, spots to 50, even to 60 mile per gusts in those areas in Wyoming. Montana, even close to 65 or more in some areas next 24 hours. So be aware those areas. Here there's the GFS shows like uh, tomorrow into Friday, maybe some snow in the northeast or into southern Canada. And that's low pressure there in the southeast. That's severe weather tomorrow. Then it shows some ice on Saturday, so be aware the northeast there, and some snow into eastern Canada later. They does bring that system there, the Pacific into British Columbia, spots of western Canada, and into the northwest, like Saturday into Sunday, and also more spots there, Montana later. They does get more snow with this after April 15th, so shows more in Ontario, and then this goes there into Quebec, some more snow. But the GFS doing very weird things, like showing snow on April 18th in the plains. I don't kind of trust that, so be aware. There's the European shows like uh, those storms tomorrow there, uh, the slight risk. Then this goes that rain in the northeast for the marginal risk of excess rainfall. I showed you Thursday to Friday. This is actually Saturday, so the most rain there will be like Saturday. So this goes the snow, and does show in the Pacific Northwest that front like Thursday tomorrow. This goes more snow in those areas, Montana's, in other spots North Dakota, especially showing more snow later, like on April 14th, northern Minnesota, into Manitoba and Ontario, as this goes there, and later into Quebec. The Europeans started to show some signs of severe weather again on April 18th, Friday. So the GFS had that snow in the middle of the plains, and the European has some severe storms around Oklahoma and Texas on the 18th, and it even shows more on the 22nd. But this is still too far out. We can't know much yet. But just know that this week here, except for tomorrow, is kind of a break from the crazy severe weather. But be aware, those storms tomorrow here for the long run does show some possibility on week 3 of some more supercell composite. And I saw someone yesterday on Twitter posted a map. It was the whole plains was like red, especially Oklahoma, Texas. I think this forecast is updated because yesterday this was definitely showing a lot of storm potential. And here show like there's the Coral State University. It has those tornadoes possible in the southeast, like just a 2%, like barely nothing, but it even has a small 5% tomorrow, Thursday, and some wind and hail too. And there's like day 2 and day 3 through 8, the SIPs has some weird stuff around the plains, but the Coral State University, nothing. It's all like very quiet. Maybe day 8 shows a thing or two on April 15th, but that's just like a small 5%. So yeah, and tomorrow the Christ University barely has anything, and shows more like what I showed you is actually day 1 what I showed you here. But they show like Tuesday the 8th, so this is not updated because today is Wednesday the 9th. So just be aware, tomorrow there's the her here as well, shows like Wednesday, Thursday, some snow developing in the Midwest, and then this goes. It starts showing those storms like in the mid south, southeast Friday there, and it is actually still like Thursday evening, those severe storms. So be aware, and even shows a snowflake or two in the Appalachians. So be careful, and let's see. So be aware. Now for Canada, for the temperature still shows cold many parts of Canada, especially in the north, some minus 18, some minus 15. But comparing this to 1 month ago, it was minus 40. This is very good now, but still shows in Ontario some negative temperatures. In Quebec, still tomorrow morning, Thursday, but in the south, kind of milder. The real cold place here is Western Alaska, that we'll talk about soon. So Thursday, and then the show Friday afternoon, much warmer. Those areas, even to 14 degrees in Saskatchewan, and the cold stays trapped further north. But still coming down in British Columbia. So Friday, Saturday, show like Saturday morning, still in Quebec, some colder temperatures there, spots of Labrador, and especially northern Nunavut and those higher mountains in Yukon there, to minus 22. But this pattern now is like much warmer, so Saturday and then Sunday morning, does cool down in Nunavut to minus 21, but still way better than minus 35. That was like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, and then Sunday, Monday shows slightly more cold air in parts of the south, southwest, sun active temperatures, but nothing crazy. Monday afternoon, it warms up again. So yeah, and then this goes Tuesday, Wednesday. This cold air might come further into eastern Canada on the 16th. This continues going east there, and still some cold air in Nunavut. Spots of the west on the 18th, the 19th, and the rest is kind of too far. But yeah, be careful. There's now Wednesday some snow in spots of Alaska, British Columbia, especially southern Alaska. And then Wednesday, Thursday shows this big, not big, but it is actually tropical cyclone. Tomorrow, Thursday, spots of British Columbia, some more snow, especially be aware in the mountains, those areas. So Thursday, Friday, still more snow Friday, even shows central to northern British Columbia and more spots there, and shows this goes Friday. Still Saturday, possibility some snow Saskatchewan and Alberta, even shows some ice possible, and then Saturday, Sunday, we will have that low pressure trying to form those areas of Saskatchewan, more snow there, and Sunday show like this possible snow in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, goes heavier there into Ontario and Quebec on the 16th, 17th maybe, and maybe more clippers after that. So be careful. There's like the GFS as well. That snow still shows snow in Quebec and Labrador today and Thursday. This goes away. Some in Newfoundland Thursday, and this guy here in British Columbia, this system. So this goes more snow, maybe some heavy rain on the coast as well. And by Friday afternoon shows more snow, even northern Alberta, Saskatchewan, spots of British Columbia. So Friday, Saturday shows this snow like British Columbia and Alberta, spots of Saskatchewan, and then Sunday, especially Sunday, still some in Saskatchewan, more Montana, spots of Alberta, and this system keeps going there into Ontario and those areas. It even shows more in Michigan on the 15th, and then goes into Quebec. And still after that shows possibilities of some snow later. So be aware. There's like here rain accumulation next 5 days shows more in the eastern US there, spots of Atlantic Canada, some 38, 40 millimeters. The European is still down south and barely has anything. So this is like a major difference. The European has 0, the GFS 40. This is a crazy difference, but yeah. And then shows spots of British Columbia to 72 millimeters, the European 44, but further north you might have more. And yeah, especially southern Alaska, there, those areas. Here it's mainly snow in the mountains, but on the coast, like in the ocean, might be more rain. So be aware, those areas. There's the icon too, has that heavy rain near British Columbia, and the icon 5 days also has in Newfoundland some, so be aware. And the show maybe uh, let's change it to 2 inches. So spots of Connecticut, Massachusetts in the next 5 days. The Europeans all the way to 2 inches. Some spots there. West Virginia, Pennsylvania as well, close to 2 inches. The icon is just hanging around 1 inch or less than 1 inch, but in Massachusetts it has around 1.5 inches. The GFS is also to 2 inches, and if you check in closer, it might show like close to 3 inches. So be aware those areas there, and yeah, and there's like Bermuda as well. It's now showing 5 days here, even close to like 3 inches, with like close to some 80 millimeters, and even more southern Bermuda. So be careful those fronts there, and as well as Costa Rica, spots of Panama as well, some heavy rain. And the icons even doing some crazy stuff around the sea in Jamaica, but we'll keep watching. And here, like, there's the wind as well. So as I showed you, those gusts today in the US, but I show breezier around eastern Canada too. Wednesday, Thursday, some sea breezes northern Hawaii, might be slightly stronger, southern Mexico there, and there's this extra tropical cycle near British Columbia Thursday afternoon, so shows all the way to 90 km/h. Some spots of interior British Columbia, some higher gusts too. Thursday, Friday, this goes like right in to British Columbia, some higher gusts Friday, and then this goes there. But Saturday morning, still some leftover gusts there, especially Friday night. So beware, kind of breezier near California seas there. So beware. And then Saturday, this goes shows a mass of Russian and Alaskan systems in the Aleutian Islands with some high winds there. And then it still shows Sunday, Monday, southern Alaska, more of those systems, especially like shows some inland mountains as well on the 15th, some higher gusts. So be careful. And here shows like uh, right now Wednesday, northern Alaska, even close to -8 Fahrenheit, so 1 Fahrenheit, some things as well. And Wednesday, Thursday, during the night, even colder, especially northern Alaska to -13. This goes there, shows spots of western Alaska, still very cold. Friday, Saturday, so be aware of these temperatures there and stay safe. And there's here like some more stuff. There's not much fog, but still shows even spots of Canada or the US later this week, so be aware of that as well. Some crazy waves in the Atlantic, and stay safe. Be aware, check the links in the description, be careful. Let's just check one more thing here before we close off. So Thursday afternoon and evening does show some cape in the southeast for those storms, but like very little, nothing crazy. But does show some more in Alabama too, so be aware tomorrow. And I hope I showed you snow accumulations, because I don't think I did, especially for Canada here. So let's take a look. The show 5 days, some 56 millimeters, 63 15 centimeters. This is centimeters, not millimeters. As some 51 centimeters, especially in the mountains near the coast of British Columbia. But shows some snow scattered throughout British Columbia as well, and shows southern Alaska all the way to 150 centimeters. That's more than 50 inches, even like to 8 inches or something. So be careful. More central northern Alaska and southwestern Alaska next 5 days. In the northern Aleutian Islands, more snow as well. So be aware. And shows this system developing like Manitoba and Ontario all the way to 32 centimeters already. And if I put further, that show that this continues into Ontario and Quebec. This is 9 days of snow accumulation. Shows even more throughout Quebec, Labrador, next 9 days. But be aware, shows some in Nunavut and Northwestern Territories next 5 days, Northern Alberta and Southern British Columbia, and maybe Northern Newfoundland, finger two. The GFS does have kind of a similar thing, even through Northern British Columbia to Northern Manitoba, and some spots there. The icon is similar but more scattered around, so stay safe. There's like here shows the Europeans this weird spot in the northeast with late season snow, even to 9 inches in Pennsylvania next 5 days. Some in New York as well. Spots in West Virginia, Maryland, some snow too, and New Hampshire. The GFS does have some snow those areas as well. If you zoom in, even close to like 9.5 inches. So be careful. The icon has some more in Massachusetts, Connecticut. So beware. Montana shows that snow to 11 inches, 4 inches, depending on the model, 7 inches to 11 inches. There's the GFS to 13 inches, even to 16 inches in Montana. So be aware that snow potential like northernmost US there. This is it, I think. Stay safe. There's the satellite, that low pressure coming there towards the Pacific Northwest, and yeah, stay safe.